Alright, so I'm 90% sure that this shrimp is giving birth. Damn phones probably won't focus on it. There we go. Yep, right around by the tail. You can see those little things jumping around. Oh yeah, baby. So, I'm gonna hold this here and let this just run for a little bit. That's pretty much all this video is gonna be because I've seen, oh god damn it. That would be perfect if my camera could focus that up close. There we go. I've only seen a shrimp give birth once before, and it was on some like Asian video. But I was just looking before, and I thought that the smallest shrimp was a lot bigger than these guys are coming out. They are tiny, man. Like, if you didn't see them giving birth, you would never find them in a tank. So hopefully a couple more come out here and I can catch them on camera and upload them for you. And hopefully my iPhone takes a decent video. Or she'll just run away. Oh, there's another pregnant one. I probably have around, I would say, between 400 and 500 colored shrimp, meaning that they are old enough to show they're red, whether they're male or female. And I'd probably have another 100 or 200 shrimp that are so young they're still just little clear things and you can barely even see them unless they're on the silhouette of a leaf and you see like a little bump on top. Usually you can't notice them if like that little snail that's on the front and that leaf, if they're sitting like that, you usually can't see them. Like how that male is, where he's on the side. That's usually the only way you can spot them when they're that tiny. They are tiny, man. So, I mean, I haven't seen anything except for right in the beginning. I saw a couple shrimp pop out right when I started this video, but since then, maybe I missed it. So, but they are tiny. So I'll probably keep this on her for another minute and then just do an overview of my tank. Boring video, but I've only seen this once before, and it was in some weird Asian video with weird Asian people screaming in the background, so I thought it was pretty cool. I usually just sit here for a couple minutes before I go to bed at night. It's like 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning. So I was just sitting here chilling and saw a little thing moving. I was like, oh, it kind of looks like a baby shrimp, and then it came right up on the glass, right up in front. And it was definitely a baby shrimp, so I didn't even know they got that small. Trying to find a good angle here. I don't think it's gonna happen. Let's go back to the first one. Alright, it's a little over 5 minutes in. I'm not really seeing anything else happening, so I'll probably wait another 10 seconds, so it's at 5.5, and I'll put that annotation in the description so people don't feel like sitting here looking at a tiny ass shrimp for a little while. I'll skip to the overview of my tank. It's a 50-gallon. Not bad, like I said. I'd guess 300 to 400, probably closer to 400 colored shrimp, and then another 100 to 200 that are just too tiny to show color yet. And those ones, I mean, in a tank this large, you have to feed a lot of food to keep all those shrimp alive. So I mean, I have a big ass filter down there. However, there are still some water quality issues, so the little babies will be more sensitive to that than most, and they don't tend to make it as at high of a rate as they did in the beginning when I first started. So I mean, I made 2 purchases of 25 shrimp, and out of the 2 of them, maybe, because I made the mistake of buying fully mature shrimp, so out of the 50 that I purchased, maybe 20 actually lived for more than a couple days, because they were all shipped to me. I didn't buy them at the pet store. But you know, those 20 shrimp turned into what you see here. And every once in a while I would buy a shrimp from the shop close to me, a female, just to diversify the line a little bit, because obviously if 20 turns into 500, you know, there's probably like 5 or 6 generations by now, and so you really don't want to let that go too long without getting new blood in there. So that's my tank. Big sword, red tiger lotus, a bunch of crypts. These are all crypts with some sage in the back. Java fern, some dwarf sage up in the front. That's actually dwarf sage right there, like this little dwarf. That was a stem of Ligugia about that tall, and it just grew, and I kept on cutting it and cutting it and cutting it. So I used to have a forest of about 50 stems. I'm trying to get back to that. I went away for a week, and an algae bloom killed everything. So that's that tank. It's my awesome new TV that I don't have a stand for yet. And in here, I've got some guppy dithers from when I used to breed guppies, because I thought that's what I wanted to do. I was very wrong. These are some Epistogramma borellis. Those are 2 males, and they're actually not killing one another, which is nice. I've had them for 4 months, maybe 3 months, 4 months. They have grown a lot. I got them when they were very tiny juveniles, and the female was over there and is now gone. Up top. There she is. So 2 males, 2 females, 2 clay pots for the breeding. All these swords that you see in this tank, I think there's 8 of them, even though it doesn't look like it. They're kind of closely grouped together. They all came off the big sword on the left hand side of that tank. And as you can see on the sword here, there are more coming. So that's what if no one's ever seen how swords propagate, that's how they do it. They send out those long stems, and leaves will start sprouting. So that's how they do it. Hopefully I don't drop this in the water. That would be an expensive mistake. But alright, that's my tank. It's a long ass video, but I haven't done a video in a while, so some nights I'll just get bored and watch tons of fish videos. So this is for those people who are like me. But I'm trying to get the snails out of here. So many snails. And normally I don't mind snails, but I have to feed so much food that they all just sit on top of it, and then the shrimp can't get it. Because when you have a colony this big, that really is the critical thing. You need to feed them enough, because there's obviously no algae. There's 500 fucking shrimp. So you really need to feed often, and you need to feed heavy, and that's why I have that filter with that big ass blue sponge on it, so no babies get sucked in. And yeah, so that's the one issue if you want to grow shrimp. I don't want to sell these. online. Also just because I enjoy shrimp, but that's the one thing that you're going to have to watch. Alright, take it easy. Sorry it took so long. It's late and I'm tired. Don't know what I'm talking about. Peace.